So welcome back to what is now the fifth section of these workflow presentations to do with HDR processing. And in the previous demo we'd got it to the point that we'd merged and tone mapped a HDR file that contained 3 source originals, and we had elected to save it as a JPEG and open it in PSE7, and that's where we are now. My next processing step would normally be before touching anything on this image, and it does need a lot of correction from the ghosting of leaves on the left hand side and the right hand side, and some cropping along the edges. The first thing I would normally do is take the image into Topaz Adjust. I go with Filter, Topaz Labs, Topaz Adjust 4. And again, Topaz Adjust 4 is just one of those products that comes with, it's an add-on for Photoshop's products, and it comes with lots of presets. So if you don't like the initial look, you can go down over them one by one, and up on the top left hand corner it'll show you a thumbnail of how portrait smooth might look. For example, if you click on that and watch the image in the center, you don't really want that unless you really like that kind of stuff. Down the bottom on the right hand corner, I just reset all, which sets it back to the way it was when it was open. So you can look at different things like crisp or dramatic, depending on the effect you want. Most of these I don't like. I like a variant of mild contrast pop, and I like the photo pop sometimes with a variant of it. I have my own presets, so I can opt for one and change some of the settings over on the right hand side, the strengths and all this kind of stuff. And I generally settle at something like this, a mild color pop, with exposure settings, adaptive exposure of 0.07. Again, float over them in this product and it'll tell you what they do. And you can download a PDF from the internet, from Topaz, to explain what all the settings do. Regions 1, contrast and brightness nil, highlights and shadow 0.02. In the details section, strength 1, boost 1, threshold 0.15, radius 25, sharpen, I bring it up to somewhere around 2.6, 2.7 to reduce blur and sharpen edges. Color, adaptive saturation 0.12, regions 5, saturation 0.93, saturation boost 1, and hue and leave it at 0. Now, another thing you need to do, and I use this product at the minute for this step, is HDR files have a huge amount of noise, and despite many improvements in photometrics, you'll still get a lot of noise from the merging process. This product, apart from sharpening and giving good tones, has a special algorithm for denoising it, Topaz denoise. So I use their algorithm, but as the screen says, the preview must be greater than 50% in order to affect and move these sliders. You can't move them unless you're greater than 50% of the view, and it's actually at 25%, as you can see in the top right hand corner. So I would normally go 1 to 1, bring it up to 100, and then in the top right hand corner move the loop around Usually, the sky is usually quite noisy, and you can see there's a lot of grain in there. And now the noise sliders are enabled, and I would probably, it depends on how grainy it is, but I'd probably go somewhere about less than 2, maybe 1.98 say, or something like that, and watch the effect as, yeah, that gets rid of a huge amount of it. I can bring it back down to fit, and you will see. So it's looking a lot better. And at this stage, I will OK, and that will close Topaz Adjust, the add-on piece of software that I run from Photoshop Element 7. It can also be configured as an add-on for the normal Photoshop product. It just offers some presets that I like to use. And again, a lot of those settings, it's trial and error until you get something that you like on landscape scenes or portrait scenes or whatever. And we're at 83% of it processed in Topaz Adjust, and it's ready, and it fires it back now into Photoshop Elements 7. And you can see that on the bottom right hand corner, the history in Photoshop Elements has been opened and it's been subjected to Topaz Adjust 4. Now, normally if a shot does not need really much else doing to it, I will then try and get rid of spots like that one there I'm showing on the screen by using these tools in Photoshop. The spot healing tool, the crop tool. I might also check the levels to make sure that it's just to make it just that little bit looking a wee bit not bland but a bit sharper. But I'm not going to do that here and now, because in the next part of the demo I'm going to show a technique of how one would blend one of the original 3 images from that 9005, 6 and 7 in order to get rid of that ghosting effect. And we'll do that in a separate demonstration, but for the moment I'm just going to save this, save as. It's still a JPEG in the same work in progress folder. The only difference, of course, I need to replace the one there because it has been subjected to Topaz and all that kind of stuff, and there's quality size, so we'll set it up to 10 just to have it large. It's about 2.5 megs in size. So I still need to do some finishing, but I want to do this blending to get rid of the ghosting demonstration first. So we'll end this for now.